What's up, WWE YouTube Nation? I hope you are all having a great and awesome weekend and a lovely Sunday. By the way, guys, happy, beloved February. We are in the beginning of a brand new month, month number 2 of 2026. Can't already believe it. Anyway, guys, we are on day number 32 of 2026. A little fun fact for all you guys. But we're going to have a very fun episode ahead of us tonight. I have a feeling that some of you are going to watch this episode tomorrow on Monday. So if that happens, happy beloved Monday and Monday Night Raw Day. But anyway, guys, welcome back to the channel of the Ryan Knipe WWE Report right here on YouTube. All right, guys, obviously Monday Night Raw General Manager Adam Pearce did not do a Monday Night Raw preview today. Traveling to Philadelphia from Saudi Arabia probably was the reason why, guys. So I have a feeling that tomorrow, maybe a 2-episode day on the channel, we'll do a little Monday Night Raw preview and then have a Raw recap and highlight reel as well. So anyway, guys, in this episode, we are mainly going to talk about some stuff that happened yesterday at the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about an incident that happened both in the men's and women's Royal Rumble match last night. And we'll get into a little The Vision news as well. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so let's talk about something that happened in the main event last night in the men's Royal Rumble match. Now, the two superstars that actually started the men's Royal Rumble match last night was free agent Oba Femi, the ruler of NXT. Oba Femi, he drew number 1, and who drew number 2 was the Vision, or the unpredictable badass of the Vision, Bron Breakker. And as Bron Breakker was making his way to the ring with WWE Hall of Famer, the Oracle Wise Man, Paul Heyman, he was attacked by a mystery black man, all dressed in suit in black from head to toe. And when I actually saw that, I'm like, oh my God, that's Finn Balor. And then it was boom, Coom stomp to Bron Breakker on the outer side of the ring. And then I'm like, oh my God, that is Seth freaking Rollins. So literally, guys, the reason I was like, oh my God, it's like Finn Balor, it's because remember last Monday on Raw, Finn Balor was going to enter the Royal Rumble match, and that's when Monday Night Raw GM Adam Pearce said the Rumble was full. So, that's why I kind of figured it. And then the curb stomp, I'm like, well, I know it's not Austin Theory, so it has to be the former member of the Vision, Seth freaking Rollins. Just has to. There's no way it would not be him. Now, I've seen it on Twitter or X. Some people have told me that the mystery black man could possibly be 2 different people. And these 2 individuals are actually brothers. Number 1, Vision member Logan Paul. Someone told me, did you see Logan Paul get eliminated last night in the Royal Rumble? And if you looked real close, he had some black marking, like he took off a black ski mask on him. And, I'm like, no, that's wrong and all that. But then when I looked a little closer earlier today, I'm like, busted, and, I'm not saying that Logan Paul did it, but I am saying that last Monday on Raw, you look very closely into the vision. And, Logan Paul is talking about the game plan or the vision for the Royal Rumble. And he's like, out of all of us in the vision, there is only one man that should win the men's Royal Rumble match. And he paused for like 5 seconds. And then he's like, Braun Breaker. Now, do I think Logan Paul was the masked individual last night in the Rumble? I don't know. I really cannot tell you that because I do not know. But if it wasn't Logan Paul, someone else said it could be his brother, Jake Paul. Now, hear me out. If it was either Logan Paul or Jake Paul, I would say it was more of Logan Paul. Just because when Logan Paul got eliminated in the Royal Rumble match, I saw like the black marking. Like it looks like he took off a ski mask. Okay? So that's why. Flat out. Okay? But I really don't know, guys. Was it Seth Rollins? I don't know. The funny thing about it, guys, leading up to the Royal Rumble, I saw people predicting the order for the men's Royal Rumble and who would be in it. And a couple of times I saw Chris Jericho, but I also saw Seth freaking Rollins. And the last time we saw Seth freaking Rollins was when he was cut in half and speared by Braun Breaker. And I'll be very honest with you. The wise man, the oracle, Paul Heyman, he thinks it was Seth freaking Rollins. So that's just, you know what? I mean, obviously, there is a lot of people that are wondering who the masked individual was, especially Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. Tomorrow night on Raw, those two men are going to want answers. And you know what? Was it Logan Paul? Was it Jake Paul? I don't know. But I don't think it was Finn Balor. Despite him getting rejected to enter the Royal Rumble match, I still don't believe it was Finn Balor. But I could be wrong. I also don't think it was Seth freaking Rollins at all. The masked individual, the height, it didn't look like Seth Rollins, guys. And you know what? If Seth Rollins, if there is one member of the Vision he wants to get his revenge on, it is Braun Breaker. So here's the thing. It's just going to be interesting tomorrow night on Raw in Philadelphia. But now that we can talk about this assailant or masked assailant, I want to know from you guys, who do you think it was? Obviously, maybe it was Logan Paul. Maybe it was Jake Paul. Maybe it was an unknown assailant, or maybe, just maybe, somebody in the Vision actually has insight. But I truly do believe, even though I do not trust Paul Heyman, I truly do believe that WWE Hall of Famer, the Oracle Wise Man, Paul Heyman would have not known on who it was, even though I would not trust him with my life or my career. I think he would not know. He is full on visioned on Braun Breaker. And I know he has other clients like the Beast, Brock Lesnar, but let me be very honest with you, okay? Out of all the men in the vision, Braun Breaker comes first. Paul Heyman believes that Braun Breaker has got screwed. There is a conspiracy that Paul Heyman believes is going against the vision. And you know what, guys? Monday Night Raw GM Adam Pearce has got to be going ballistic crazy over this. But you know what, guys? Either if Logan Paul actually did this, in a way, he is a pure genius. Okay? But you know what? And there could be that like little close up with that black marking around Logan Paul. That there could simply be a simple explanation for that. I really don't know. But I'm telling you guys, it's got to be, I don't know. You know what? Maybe it was Seth Rollins, but if it was Seth Rollins, then after Seth Rollins delivered a curb stomp onto Braun Breaker, he would have unmasked. You know, wouldn't you think? You know, Braun Breaker did not even last 5 minutes in last night's Rumble match thanks to that masked assailant. Okay? And I will be very honest with you, even though it has only been a couple of months. And I know that Seth Rollins has not been in a sling or all of that. I still believe it was not Seth Rollins. If Seth Rollins wanted to get back at Braun Breaker, he would cost Braun Breaker a world title match when the title was on the line and not in the Royal Rumble. You know, but I'm just saying, guys, you know what? There were people that actually also believed that Finn Balor was going to attack someone. And that's why when Braun Breaker got attacked on his way to the ring, I was like, oh my God, it's Finn Balor. But the more we look at the case, the more, even the curb stomp, I don't believe it was Finn Balor. And I think Finn Balor was not even in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, which is the other thing, you know. So I'm just saying it, guys. The Vision, they're not going to be happy on Raw tomorrow night. And since we are in a new month, we are now 27 days from the final stop to the road to WrestleMania, the Elimination Chamber, and the Chamber match. The Chamber PLE will be in the World Heavyweight Champion's hometown of Chicago, Illinois. CM Punk, at least at the moment, will enter his hometown as World Heavyweight Champion. Most importantly, the final stop before WrestleMania. But do you think that someone in the Vision has knowledge on who the masked assailant was last night? And you know what? When I kind of got a close-up at the face of that masked individual, it could be Logan Paul. It very well could be Jake Paul. Maybe it was Jake Paul. But if it was Jake Paul, Logan Paul would actually have knowledge of it. So, you know what? It's just going to be interesting because now after last night, we have to ask ourselves, what is next for the Vision? Obviously, you know, the plan of the Vision did not go accordingly last night. And there may be hell to pay on Raw tomorrow. for Adam Pearce, but I don't know. We will have to just wait and see and find out. But yeah, guys. I mean, but you know what? The men's Rumble match winner, he wins it for a second time in his career. The OTC Roman Reigns. And it was the first time that Roman Reigns won a Royal Rumble as Tribal Chief. The last time Roman won the Rumble was 2015, and he was not the Tribal Chief at that time. So, congratulations to Roman winning his second Rumble match, guys. And I got to be honest with you, when he declared himself for the Royal Rumble, there were a lot of people that were choosing him as the favorite to win. So, you know what? I would like to know what you guys thought of the men's Rumble match last night. The Vision definitely did not have a fun night at the Royal Rumble. All right, guys, now it is time to talk about last night's Women's Royal Rumble match. Obviously, this is a very interesting Rumble match to talk about. There were 3 tag teams in this match where we proved the term of the Royal Rumble is every person or woman for their self. Obviously, the Women's Rumble match also started very interesting with entrance number 1 and number 2 tag team partners and best friends of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Now, what was interesting is when I heard that Alexa Bliss was entering number 2, I'm like, come on. What are the odds this is going to happen to kick off the 2026 Royal Rumble? And you know, best friends, tag team partners, oh my God, and give me a break, you know. It's literally like, what are the odds? But anywho, guys, long story short, guys, you know, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, they showed that their love and their friendship is not going to break when it comes to the Royal Rumble and a spot in the main event of WrestleMania. But you know what? They decided that they were not going to eliminate one another. They were going to stick to their love and friendship. But, you know, Charlotte Flair, the only 2-time Women's Royal Rumble match winner, by the way, in honor of the Flair name, she accidentally, and yes, I believe this was accidentally, eliminated her tag team partner and best friend, Alexa Bliss. And you know what, guys? I believe it was not intentional. It was a true accident, okay? Now, do I worry that Alexa Bliss is going to hold a grudge over Charlotte Flair? Well, that could be a tough one. You know, that could really be a toughie because obviously, you know, Alexa Bliss wanted to win and go to the main event of WrestleMania, but so did Charlotte Flair. And you know, the psyche of Charlotte Flair was different when she accidentally eliminated her tag team partner, Alexa Bliss. And you know what? That wasn't even the shocker of the Women's Royal Rumble. You talk about best friends. You talk about tag team partners. Look at Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day. Look at Kairi Sane and Asuka of the Kabuki Warriors, okay? I mean, number one, a few weeks ago on Raw, Kairi Sane of the Kabuki Warriors told Asuka, I will make sure you and you alone become a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. Obviously, we all knew that Asuka and Kairi Sane were not going to win the Women's Royal Rumble, even though Asuka was the very first ever Women's Royal Rumble match winner. But yeah, I got to be honest with you guys, Kairi Sane was in pure shock when she accidentally eliminated Asuka, because her whole objective in the Royal Rumble was to make sure Asuka becomes a 2-time Women's Royal Rumble match winner. And, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Io Sky, actually felt bad for Kairi. I could see it in Io Sky's eyes. She felt bad for Kairi Sane. And she eliminated Kairi Sane, but still felt bad for Miss Kairi Sane. And when I saw Kairi on the outside, I'm like, oh, she is screwed. It's literally a, oh my God, she is screwed moment, because Asuka was literally right there. Okay, so the thing is about Asuka, guys, I think when you look at the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and Asuka, we all know that Asuka is the dominant one. Asuka is the bully. And, I truly believe Kairi Sane is so sweet. She's just getting bullied and bossed around by Asuka. Kairi, I mean, it's like every single week on Raw. Kairi! And then Kairi, goes. In a way, I see that Kairi Sane is afraid of Miss Asuka and all that. But the biggest shocker is between Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez on the Judgment Day. Now, I know tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, Raquel Rodriguez on the Judgment Day will go one-on-one with La Primera, Stephanie Raquel, in a Philadelphia street fight. Yes, Monday Night Raw tomorrow is in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, but it will be for the Women's World Championship. But what makes this match a whole lot more interesting is Liv Morgan on the Judgment Day. She won the Rumble. She's going to WrestleMania for a title match of her choosing, either the Women's World Champion or the WWE Women's Champion, guys. Now, Liv Morgan did say on the post-show, she is not worried that Raquel Rodriguez will be mad. She says, I know Raquel better than anybody. She is not a selfish person. She is going to be very happy for me. And you know what? Maybe Raquel is. Okay? Maybe Raquel Rodriguez is. But maybe not so much. Maybe Raquel's not mad about it because, tomorrow on Raw, she has a World Championship match in a Philadelphia street fight. So, maybe Raquel is getting over it a little bit. I don't know. We'll have to find out somewhere down the line. But you got to remember this, guys. Raquel Rodriguez entered the Rumble last night, the Royal Rumble last night, when she was already the #1 contender for the Women's World Championship. And I have to tell you guys that, even though she did not win the Rumble, just 2 nights later on Raw, she has the opportunity to become Women's World Champion. Okay? And obviously, Liv Morgan, the past 2 years in the Rumble, has finished runner-up. So we all know the third time was the charm. But, I got to be honest with you. There is at least one question that does remain. okay, about the Judgment Day. What is next with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez? Obviously, we will have to wait and find out. I don't know. I could see Raquel being mad. I could see Raquel being mad but happy for Liv Morgan. Okay? Because a member of the Judgment Day, they won the Royal Rumble. You know, how will Finn Balor feel about this? I don't really know. But I got to be honest with you guys. After tomorrow night on Raw, Liv Morgan of the Judgment Day very well could, be the new Women's World Champion with Liv Morgan going around. Yeah. I mean, if Raquel wins the title tomorrow on Raw, it's going to be beyond crazy in the Judgment Day. But you know what, guys? I didn't mention this last night in my post-show. There was no AJ Lee, and there was no Paige. And a lot of people were very upset. A lot of WWE fans and wrestling fans in general were very upset that Paige was not in the Rumble. But I thought that AJ Lee was going to make her Rumble debut. Obviously, that did not happen. You know what? Yes, Brie Bella did return. And my question about the Brie Bella and the Brie mode was that a one-time thing last night? Or is Brie Bella at least giving it one more run in WWE? A few months ago on the Bella podcast, you know, we saw a little of Brie mode. She has definitely said she thinks she has one more run left in her. So we'll have to find out and wait and see about that. But there you guys have it. Tiffany time returned and all that. We probably know that Tiffany Stratton is going to want a match against Jade Cargill, because Jade Cargill is the one who beat Tiffany for that WWE Women's title. But you know what? I don't know. I mean, you know what, guys? People were saying that the Women's Rumble match last night was a joke. Obviously, I think the only two big surprises was Brie Mode and Tiffany Stratton. Obviously, there were heavy rumors about Paige returning at the Rumble, AJ Lee. Obviously, that did not happen. But maybe the wild card moment of the Rumble was when Liv Morgan eliminated Raquel Rodriguez. That was the biggest, okay? I flat out got to admit that. So, but I do want to know what you guys thought of the Women's Rumble match and all that. Maybe it was disappointing and all that. And if it was, I probably don't blame you guys. A lot of people believe it was a disappointing Rumble match. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the Women's Rumble.